Hey everyone, welcome to Counseling the Couple, Family, and System. I'm really excited for this class. There's a lot of great material, and I think ultimately what's most helpful from this class is that it helps provide you with an alternative paradigm or kind of frame of reference to view clients and to view their systems that they're a part of, particularly their family or their partnership. So, anyways, yeah. Before I get too much into that, I'm Kirk Tiemann. Some of you may know me. I think some of you have been in previous classes with me before, but for those of you who don't, I've been with Adam since what is it now? I think it's about 2.5 years now, coming up on 2.5 years. And I graduated with my PhD in counselor ed and supervision in 2021 and graduated with my master's degree in 2015. So I've been practicing as a counselor or as an academic counselor in a variety of ways, a variety of settings. So I've done career counseling, mental health counseling. Included in that is some couples work, a little bit of couples work, as well as some family work. But even like but the lens from this course or the material from this course can still really be helpful in individual counseling sessions too. So I think it has a lot of application. So that's a little bit about me. So I'm excited to get to know you a bit more throughout this semester, but I just wanted to share a brief message to introduce myself to you and to share a little bit about the syllabus. And there is a content video, the module one content video that shows where I share a bit more of the first chapter of the Gladding text, uh, as well as going over the IAMFC Code of Ethics. And just a quick note about the textbook. So the Gladding textbook is many of the other sections have switched to the bidder text. So some of your peers might be saying that they're using a different textbook. I found the Gladding text to be helpful and wanted to use it at least one more year. So that's why we're having just a different textbook, but similar material, similar concepts covered. All right, I will share my screen and we'll go over the syllabus. Okay, so here it is. There's just, obviously, I'm not going to go over every single word and portion of this, but a few things are highlighted that I wanted to make sure we covered. I guess the one thing that I didn't highlight, but make sure that you take me up on office hours. I'm happy to chat with you, especially if you're confused about anything with any of the assignments. The summer, sequence goes pretty quickly. So I guess I'll, oh, whoops, thought I had a typo, but I didn't. There's the other one. Yeah, it goes pretty quick. So don't stay confused about anything because it can really just get you behind. So I really encourage you to take me up on office hours. Okay, so let's scroll on down. Important information here that you can read through, but I wanted to get down to the assignments area. So there are 3 discussion boards, the first 3 modules that we'll be doing. The main thing that I wanted to cover is just the sequence of each. So I require your original post to be submitted by Wednesday of the week that we have a discussion board, Wednesday at 11:59 p.m. Then you have to respond to 2 peers by Friday at 11:59 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And if any peers are asking questions of you on your original post, be sure to look back at those and answer those questions as well. There are 2 exams, midterm and a final as part of this, but they're open book, can be retaken up to 3 times. I think it can kind of help you get prepped for your comprehensive exams as well as like state licensure exams. So, but once again, there's no pressure to just memorize it all. It's okay to look into the textbook. There will be a time limit on it though, so obviously you need to be familiar with what you're reading, or it won't be enough time. Okay, so there's a conceptualization assessment assignment. So there's 2 options for this. So if you're a clinical mental health track, the couples case is most relevant to you. If you're a school track student, then the school counseling family case conceptualization assessment is the one that you'll do. So you don't have to do both, but they're both pretty similar. Basically, overall, what you're doing is I'm going to provide you with several case studies to choose from or vignettes to choose from. And then you're going to choose a model. So for the couples option, you have emotion focused therapy, behavioral couples therapy, CBT or CBCT, a cognitive behavior couples therapy, or if none of those are resonating with you, then and you want to try making sense of it with a different model, just reach out to me and we'll talk about the specific model that you want to use. So you're going to pick one of those theories, pick a case vignette, and you're going to write a 3-page paper just kind of talking about how you made sense of that case based on the frame of reference of that theory or therapy. So that's the gist of it. And then same with the school track. The school track, you'll get several vignettes, then you'll choose from solution focused, structural, or strategic, CBT, and then I just kind of opened it up to, or any other theoretical approach that's addressed in the clotting text. The main difference from this is, you won't be choosing like a specific couples therapy approach. So that's why it's a little bit more open-ended. Then the genogram assignment. So in this genogram, if you're not familiar with genograms, it's basically like a family tree. But a family genogram for couples or family counseling work goes in a bit more detail than just the name of the person and their birth and death date. It goes into the relational dynamics of how they interact with each other. So I'll share another video later on about a bit more about genograms, but there is a module or a YouTube video posted in module 1 that starts to introduce you to the genogram, and then you're going to see some additional videos and even some basically some scenarios where a family counselor is applying a genogram with a family client. So you'll learn a bit more there. But overall, for this assignment, you're going to have to create either a poster or some sort of genogram to where you're visually depicting your family tree with having a symbol legend. So that's where you're going to describe what the different lines mean. And I'll go into that more on that specific video for this assignment. But yeah, then you're going to, in the written portion, you're going to briefly describe the key family members that stood out to you, and then provide an in-depth description of 2 or 3 themes that you see as having been passed down through the generation. So what are those themes and kind of how you made sense of the family pattern or theme. So that's the general intro to that assignment, and more information to come as it gets a bit closer. All right. So just remember that all assignments must be submitted and be complete, or you can't pass the class. So you would fail the course if you're just like, hey, I don't need to do it because I have enough points. No, it doesn't work. Just make sure you turn everything in. And whenever you're doing citations or whenever the written papers require it, use the 7th edition of the APA manual for style guidance. All right, now just to the schedule. Hopefully the schedule is pretty clear to you. It's pretty quick paced, like it says there. Here's the readings. So right from the get-go, we're doing chapters 1 and 2, going over the IMFC Code of Ethics. Then we're covering 3 chapters, certain weeks. So be sure that you're staying on top of the readings. And there's going to be lots of video demonstrations of the different theory approaches, and going over the different, especially module 4 and on, because that's when we're getting to the specific theories. But yeah, make sure you're staying on top of those. Like I said, there's 3 discussion boards back to back. Then we get to the midterm exam. Then we start turning in the written assignments, and then we get to the final exam. So you'll notice that this week 7, there's only 7 modules, because in module 7, I'm going to present the last material for the course, and then you'll have an assignment due on July 5th. But then that very last week of the 8-week term, you'll have just to prepare for the final exam that's due on July 12th. Then we finish with rubrics. So you can read through the rubrics for specific grading criteria. So that's what I have for this video, just to go over a bit of the syllabus and introduce you to the course. Make sure to watch that content video for my thoughts on the chapters for the first portion of the class. So anyways, looking forward to learning with you. Stay in touch if you need things. If things are unclear, reach out. I'm happy to help and support you this semester. So thanks everyone, and I'll see you in another video.